Good afternoon and welcome to Consider a Career in Manufacturing. My name is Tina Stevens and I am the moderator for today's event. I'm a project manager with the Workforce Planning Board. You might have used our fantastic job finding tool called Work in York, but more on that later. This event is brought to you today on behalf of the York Region Employment Services and the Workforce Planning Board of York Region. Before we begin, I'd like to do a land acknowledgement, please. Next. We are gathered on the ancestral lands and waters of all Indigenous peoples who have left their footprints on Mother Earth before us. We respectfully acknowledge those who have walked on it, those who walk on it now, and future generations who have yet to walk upon it. I would like to introduce Kayla Shea, Director of Thornhill Employment Hub, which is one of the many Employment Ontario service providers in York Region. Over to you, Kayla.
Thank you, Tina. So there are 9 Employment Ontario centers in York Region to support job seekers in their job search and employers finding talent. We are funded by the provincial government to provide free employment services. You can find the closest Employment Ontario Centre to you by going to the website that you can see on the slide here, www.wpboard.ca/employment-ontario. We have 5 great employers, or apologies, 6 participating today with job openings in their organization. If you are interested in working for one of these organizations, you do have the opportunity to submit your resume. The Employment Ontario Centres in York Region will be collecting these resumes to share with their employers. So please reach out to them if you would like to submit your resume. But the big question today is, are you considering a career in manufacturing? It is my pleasure to introduce our guests today. We have Sarah DeLuciano, HR Generalist, and Sandra Waham, Section Manager HR TS Canada, Inc. We have Christine Sousa, HR Generalist Clover Tool Manufacturing Limited. We have Patricia Junta, Director of Operations Canada Mass Corporation. Susan Tchaikovsky, President Summer Fresh Salads. And Justin Galatsky, Site Director Manufacturing Apotec Inc., and Christine Carter, Managing Human Resources for Thermogenics Boilers. Welcome and thank you for being here today. Back to you, Tina.
Thanks, Kayla. I'm looking forward to hearing from all of our speakers today and sharing lots of great information. Did you know that during the month of May, there were 637 job postings for the manufacturing sector in York Region? There is so much opportunity for employment in this sector. All of these jobs can be found by using WP Board's Work in York job finding and career development tools that can be accessed on the WP Board website. Work in York is a fantastic tool that scrapes over 40 different job posting websites and updates every hour. If you are job searching or career exploring, this is the tool for you, and it's free. Now let's move on to a discussion with our panel of employers. We're going to begin with a question for Sarah and Sandra at TS Tech. What is the nature of your organization's business?
So, TS Tech Canada, don't let our name fool you. We are not a tech company. We do automotive seating and have done here in Newmarket since 1996. At present, we are the sole seating supplier for Honda of Canada Manufacturing, producing the front and rear seat assemblies for the award-winning Honda Civic, which is the #1 selling car in Canada for 24 years running, and the Honda CR-V, which we are launching the 2023 model later this year. We currently employ 650 associates, but we have several openings, which we will speak to a little later.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
TS Tech Canada's business is in the manufacture, assembly, and sale of seats for automobiles. We are currently the sole seat supplier to Honda of Canada Manufacturing, supplying seats for the Civic and CR-V. At TS Tech, our strongest resource is our people, and we offer a number of different employee recognition and retention programs for our 800-plus associates. These include a pay-for-performance initiative in our assembly areas, an educational assistance program, and a continuous improvement program ranging from suggestions to quality circles. Our company is dedicated to supporting our associates, and we pride ourselves on a no-layoff policy, whatever the market climate. Looking forward, we view ourselves as the best supplier of automotive interiors in the areas of safety, quality, cost, delivery, and management. This will be achieved through a tireless pursuit of continuous improvement for our associates, systems, and products.
Thank you, Sarah and Sandra. Next, we're going to move on to Christine at Clover Tool. If you could tell us a little bit about what your company does, please.
Okay, so Clover Tool, we are established in 1979. We are a tool and die shop. We started off at a small facility. We've grown into a big facility. We employ about 250 employees. We're located in the Vaughan location. And we'll talk about a little bit of the roles that are available. We do a lot of stamping for automotive parts. So we have a lot of the bigger suppliers, and we do most of the stamping or welding at our facility.
Clover Tool Manufacturing is located in Vaughan, Ontario, and we employ about 245 employees. We are a Canadian-based and owned privately held organization. We initially opened our doors in 1979 as a tool and die shop, and more recently we specialize in automotive tooling, stamping, and assembly.
The different careers available, we have production associate, general helpers, punch press setup and operators, mechanic, millwrights, electrician, tool and die makers, mechanical design engineers, office staff, data entry, and many others.
I started working at Clover Tool Manufacturing back in October 2009 as an apprentice. I soon got enrolled in the apprenticeship program at Sheridan College for day release and wrote my ticket for the Red Seal trade to become a journeyman. Soon after my journeyman ticket, I started working in the maintenance department on the east side, and after 2 short years, I became the lead hand for east side maintenance tooling.
One of the great things about working at Clover Tool is the many employee engagement programs. In fact, one of my favorite is the MCT or My Clover Tool. The way the program is designed is it divides the workforce into various groups, and these groups have various measurables and goals that they have to meet based on production, safety, and quality compliance. At the end of each month, one winner is selected who meets these set goals. And that group is rewarded, and this makes it both fun, rewarding, and brings value to all our daily work assignments.
I enjoy working at Clover Tool Manufacturing because no day is ever the same. I feel like every day I'm learning something new, which is allowing me to build my skill sets as an electrician. The people here are extremely friendly and nice to work with. After working here for 4 years, I've built my electrical skill set that allows me to contribute to the success of Clover Tool.
Thank you, Christina. Next, we're going to hear from Patricia from Canada Mass Corporation. Perhaps Patricia is still having some problems with her sound. So perhaps what we'll do is we will come back to Patricia and jump over to Susan from Summerfresh.
Hi, I'm Susan, and owner of Summer Fresh Salads. Are we,
Next slide.
please? We manufacture ready prepared salads, hummus, and dips. We sell all across Canada and into the US as far as Hawaii. We presently have 700 team members and growing. Our products are fresh, all natural, no additives, no preservatives, no MSG, and we're looking for various positions to fill. We're located in Woodbridge, Ontario, Pine Valley and Highway 7 area. We've been in business for over 31 years. We're the leading North American provider of fresh prepared items. We're family owned, we're female run. Safety is paramount to us. We're leaders in the innovation. We're very fast to market, fast to development. We're really on trend when it comes to fresh products and what's hot and not in terms of food, especially the items that we produce. These are some of our items that you would know us for. A line of salads that are pre-pack or in the deli. We're the #1 salad, hummus, and dip manufacturer in Canada. And also, you may have seen our new flavors like a dill pickle hummus, a salt and vinegar, and a spicy dill pickle. They're all available in the refrigerated deli sections in your favorite store. We've got the highest certificates and registrations. We're BRC, we're CFIA and FDA, we're non-GMO, we're kosher. We're HACCP. We were the first food manufacturing facility for salads to become HACCP, and we're part of the Ottawa Task Force. That's part of CFIA. We're also organically certified. So I think we've got every accreditation. Sustainability is very important to us. As consumers are looking for less packaging, we as manufacturers are trying to help as well. We're looking at reducing the plastic. We're looking at water soluble labels. We're also looking at how to ship more effective and more efficient.
Thank you. Thank you, Susan. That was very in-depth, and I'm just putting a plug in there that I love your hummus and your dips and your salads. They're amazing. Okay, over to another important company in help to keep us all healthy. I'd like to welcome Justin from Apotex.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm Justin Golaski. I'm the Director of Manufacturing here at the Apotex Richmond Hill location. So Apotex was founded in 1974. It's a privately held Canadian-owned generic pharmaceutical company. In Richmond Hill, we develop, manufacture, test, and release liquid dose generic pharmaceutical products, mostly focused in the allergy space. We do both prescription and over-the-counter type medications here, and we're running about 60 million bottles a year. We're currently expanding our site, and as a result, looking for roles that I'll explain a little bit later. But we are currently about 650 people and looking to grow to about 720.
Hi, my name is Fadi Elias. I've been working with Apotex for approximately 5 years, and I am in charge of the compounding department. In the Richmond Hill site, I'm responsible for manufacturing sterile and non-sterile product to be delivered to the filling and packaging department. Here at Richmond Hill, I'm proud to be leading the team that actually produce cost-effective and quality medicine for people around the world. What makes my work here at Apotex unique and rewarding is that I'm constantly learning, pushing myself to always think outside the box. Within all Apotex values, I found collaboration is in my DNA as I demonstrate that with all my interactions with my team members each and every day.
Thank you, Justin. It appears that Patricia is still having some problems. So I think what we'll do now is we'll carry on to Christina Carter from Thermogenics. If you would like to tell us about your organization, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. So I am the HR manager for Thermogenics Boilers. We are located in Aurora, Ontario, and we are the leading manufacturer of coil tube steam and hot water boilers. We also have related equipment within the industrial and commercial industries within North America. The company also provides best-in-class parts and maintenance services to install all of our products within the US and Canada. We have we deliver all of this through our robust factory trained technicians, and we offer a pretty comprehensive product. We really focus and seem to have a huge customer base within the food and manufacturing as well as pharmaceutical, and we've just continued to grow. We have offices within the US, Cincinnati and Jacksonville, as well as an office in Ottawa. They are mainly our service hubs. We do all of our manufacturing within Aurora. We have about just over 100 employees. 87 of those employees would be in Aurora, and half of those would be in our manufacturing area. So we are continuing to grow, looking for a number of various roles throughout our manufacturing area. And we are excited to see and speak more of that as we further along this presentation.
Thanks, Christina. That was awesome. So, Deanna, do we know if we have Patricia back yet?
Yes.
Hi there.
Is back. Yeah.
Yay!
I joined by my phone. We cannot seem to get my computer to work. So
okay, that's
I'll be
wonderful.
just
We can hear
joining
you
by audio.
Okay.
So Canada Mask is a fairly new manufacturer. We've only been around since June of 2020. We were born out of the call from the provincial and federal government to create a supply chain of PPE here in Canada because of the pandemic. So like I said, we're just over 2 years old, but we are, our bosses started this company, not sure that we would be around after the pandemic, but we have decided that this is an industry that we definitely are wanting to stay in. And we recognize that there's going to be a need for face masks and respirators long after the pandemic. There's a target market here in Canada itself. And we're very excited to be one of the distributors for the Ontario government. So we have a 5-year contract with the Ontario government currently. We're about almost halfway through that contract. So that's been working out very well for us. But there's a lot of markets that we're looking in, and we're shifting our strategy as the pandemic changes and becomes an endemic. We currently have about 33 full-time employees on our payroll and 38 employees that are working from various temp agencies. At the height of the pandemic, we had about 120 people working for us. And I'm excited to share more about some job opportunities and where we're going in the future further into the presentation.
Fantastic. Thank you, Patricia. Okay, so we're going to move on to our second question, and we're going to start with Christine at Clover Tool. And the question is, what types of employment opportunities exist in your company?
So what type of opportunities? So we are currently looking for production associates. So those are general laborers on the floor for all 3 different kind of shifts. So day, afternoon, and night shift. We are looking for press operators. So that's available across all 3 shifts as well. We're also looking for tool and die makers, mostly on afternoon and night shift. We're looking for tool and die apprentices that we can groom and kind of train to get to be a tool and die license. We're also looking for any machine operators that would be more of an automatic welder. We're open across all 3 shifts as well.
Great. And can you talk a little bit about training and advancement within your organization?
So usually individuals who are either a production associate or press operators can advance into either engineering, quality, or anything in that aspect. Tool and die apprentices do become licensed. Same with like electricians or millwrights. We don't have any openings in those. We do a lot of training on site. We also do a lot of, we put them through a lot of educational training to make sure that they have all the licensing required.
Interesting. So tell us a little bit about what you look for in a candidate to work at Clover Tool.
We kind of look for more of an attitude and kind of wanting to learn and is eager. Some of the associates don't really have to have any experience in the industry, but kind of wanting and showing that they're enthusiastic about the machinery or anything in that aspect is kind of the key focus for us in the management team.
Excellent. Thank you, Christine. So next, Patricia, maybe you can tell us about some of the growth within your industry, positions that you're looking for, and types of people that you like to hire.
Sure. One position that we're looking to recruit right now is a director of sales. We're looking to have someone to build our sales team. We were unfortunate enough not to have to go out looking for sales in the past 2 years. But like I mentioned earlier, there's a shift in the market, and we're looking for someone to build a sales team to go after the target markets that we want to gain some foothold in. But more commonly, positions that we've been looking to fill would be machine operators, packers, general laborers, warehouse assistants, and quality control officers. We also run 2 shifts, so a night shift and a day shift. Right now, we're running 4 days per week, but that fluctuates according to demand. We have been running 24/7 for the past 4 to 5 months. So our need changes as the market changes.
And Tricia, where are you located in the region?
We are located in Richmond Hill. We started out with 1 location in Richmond Hill, and now we're up to 2 facilities for manufacturing. They're both in Richmond Hill, and we also have a warehouse just for storage. So we have 3 facilities currently.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, more from Summer Fresh and Susan.
Hi, we've got several positions that are available at Summer Fresh. We're located in Woodbridge, Pine Valley and Highway 7 area. We've got a quality assurance specialist. We've got a junior accounts payable. We've got 2 sales positions that are available for key accounts. We've got technicians that is available. We have a front receptionist, and we've got inside sales and service that are available. Go ahead.
Sorry. And men are allowed to work at Summer Fresh?
Absolutely.
And so what do you look for in a candidate?
We want to make sure that they, fit within our culture. We're a very, very fast-paced environment, but we're also a fun environment. We don't have much turnover in the last couple of years with COVID. People have decided to step down or to retire. So we've got these new positions that are available, and we're also growing. We'd like to grow double digits each year. So it's fun and exciting to be part of our team. We have a very intense training program, whether it's in the office at head office or in the plants, and there's always room to grow.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, Justin, can we hear from you and what you're looking for at Apotex?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a range of openings available, from custodians to production, packaging, and compounding technicians, as well as engineering, quality control, quality assurance roles right across the building at different levels. We're primarily looking to grow production. We're installing some new production lines, and as a result, our hot topic items, I guess, are production related and compounding related roles. We we're looking for people who are willing to grow within the company and specifically to grow within our production areas. We have various different levels and various different responsibilities at different production areas, which include packaging, lead hand type roles, right through supervisory and management type roles that can be grown into. We have several success stories related to that as well.
Great. I think we're going to ask you about those later. So,
Little teaser for you.
And the type of people that you like to hire.
So we're looking for people who do well in a team, who are able to handle a fast-paced and ever-changing environment, but ultimately, and who are ultimately adaptable to growth and change.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to hear from Sarah and Sandra again regarding TS Tech.
So as mentioned earlier, we have several openings at present in our frame and seat assembly areas. The positions are critical to our operations and need to be filled as soon as possible. We are launching the new model CRV later this summer. So this new model is a little bit more complicated than the current one and requires more processes to build it, which means we need more people to build it. In hiring for our seat assembly positions, while not an absolute must, we do look for past experience working in a fast-paced manufacturing environment. We also look for individuals who do well in a team-oriented environment. So the work is physically demanding, and all applicants are required to participate in some physical testing. That includes lifting and carrying up to 35 pounds, as well as some dexterity testing. Most training for these positions are on the job and completed by the training team and our experienced seat builders. So the recipe for success at TS Tech is actually pretty simple. All we really ask of our associates is the following: show up for work every day, try hard, and be kind to those around you. If you can do these things on a consistent basis, then you will do well. One thing I would really like to highlight for everyone is that TS Tech Canada has a very strong promote from within policy. So many of our associates who are in leadership and technical roles today started out as seat builders. One example I like to share is our previous VP. He started with the company as a seat builder shortly after graduating from university, and many years later, he retired from the company as vice president. His time as a seat builder was invaluable to him as he moved up within the company. While not everyone can be vice president, I hope this example demonstrates that opportunities can certainly exist for career advancement at TS Tech. While our production positions are our key focus, we are also looking for an electrician to join our maintenance team.
Am I allowed to ask the electrician, is it an industrial electrician that you're looking for? Yes, it is. Sandra confirmed that. Thank you. That was a great overview, Sarah. Thank you so much. So now what we'd like to do is just move on to Christina to update us on growth within Thermogenics.
Okay, so we are definitely growing. We've just recently acquired quite a more jobs that we're just not able to fill with our current staff and resources. So we are looking for G2 gas fitters, which would be our pipe fitting role within our manufacturing area, as well as general laborers. And we also have a factory trained apprenticeship program that we have created from within. And what it does is it brings you into the organization where you're able to kind of experience all trades within our organization, from pipe fitting to welding, electrician, fabricators. It's around a 2-year program. And in the end, it results in you looking at possibly being a service technician. And so it brings a lot of growth within your what you're looking for. So for us, in terms of what we're looking for in terms of the right candidate, is really kind of a lot of what everybody else has said. It's about the right attitude, being a team player, the willingness to learn, and reliability. One of the great things that I feel that we offer is our manufacturing facility operates off of 4 days a week. They do 4 10-hour shifts. And so they have Fridays off. So every weekend is a long weekend. Who doesn't like that? So one thing that we've just recently introduced to the organization is a 2 times matching on our RSP program. So for every $1 the employee were to put in, the company doubles it. So that's something that we are excited to introduce and roll out.
That sounds extremely progressive. And can I ask, have you been using the 4-day-a-week model for a while, or is this something new?
No, we've been using it for quite some time. We do give employees the option. We do have a very small handful of employees who weren't wanting to move to the 4-day week. So they work shorter shifts Monday to Thursday, and then they work a 5-hour shift on the Friday. So they're still done by 12 o'clock on the Friday.
Oh, wow. Sometimes that's the benefit of working with a smaller company. You have that flexibility. And that really works for people. That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the next slide, Deanna, please. And great. So according to the Work in York Job Demand Report, during the month of May, 96% of posted jobs in the manufacturing sector offered full-time employment. 89% of those jobs were permanent. 71% of jobs required secondary school education or some occupation-specific training or NOC level C. 21% of jobs offered on-the-job training or NOC level D. So again, lots of opportunity. So I think we're going to move on to our third question with our group of employers, and we're going to start with Patricia. And that question is, what is included in the compensation package that your organization offers?
We have an employee benefit package, which after you've been with us for 3 months, you're able to choose to go into that or not. Currently, our employer is paying about 70% of the cost, and the employee is contributing about 30% of the costs. All of our production staff are given uniforms, which are laundered for them on a weekly basis. We are looking at, we're fairly new, so we're still developing a lot of things, and we've been so crazy in the past 2 years that we sadly haven't had a lot of time to sit down and do a lot of structural things within the company. But now that it's slowed down, we're looking at also some profit share and other opportunities for our employees as well.
Excellent. Okay, Susan, can you tell us a little bit about your compensation package at Summerfresh, please? Susan, did we lose Susan? Okay. Maybe what we'll do is we'll move on to Justin and come back to Susan.
She's there, Tina. It's just she's muted right now.
Oh, okay. Can you unmute Susan, please? Oh dear.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Sorry, I was on some other screen, my apologies. So really, depending on the position, if it's a plant position, there's uniforms, there's safety shoes and safety boots that are provided. We've got full healthcare benefits, either family or single. We've got eligible expenses for drugs, dental, and healthcare. There's long-term disability, there's travel medical insurance, and there's personal and business travel insurance as well. Here's some of the comments that are from our employees. I enjoy working at Summerfresh because I'm surrounded by professionals who make it easy to grow. Furthermore, I'm pleased to have some promoted within the company, as there are many opportunities. So as the other panelists have said, we've had a lot of team members really grow with the company. One example was an employee that started as a mixer, got promoted to quality assurance and got promoted to purchasing. And after several years, he was our plant manager and recently resigned. So there's always room for growth.
Excellent. Thank you, Susan. Okay, Justin.
All right. So Here at Apotex, all of our roles are full-time roles. We don't have part-time or temporary roles, so full-time permanent roles. We offer a competitive salary as well as shift-related compensation for night shifts and continental shifts. We have a full benefits package that includes prescription drugs, dental, vision, chiropractic, and everything, as well as a healthcare spending account that renews on an annual basis. We also offer short-term and long-term disability benefits, as well as year-end bonus based on company performance. Uniforms are laundered on actually a daily basis, as is required by our regulators. We also provide all of the required PPE to perform jobs that could include anything from safety shoes all the way to full powered air respiratory systems.
Excellent. Tell us a little bit about company celebrations, team building activities. How do you develop like a team atmosphere or company engagement?
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of fun to work here, actually, and it's a great question, Tina. So we've brought in the past food trucks and ice cream trucks for our employees. We have a patio kind of on the east side of our building where we have a barbecue, and we can have team and larger site-related events with that barbecue. We tend to do one big event every summer, and then smaller departmental events throughout the year to keep our teams having fun.
That's awesome. And just to be clear for our audience, that we are specifically speaking to the Apotex location that's located in Richmond Hill. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Thank you, Tina. We do have several sites within the GTA, but I'm here representing the Richmond Hill site, and the roles that I referred to earlier are for the Richmond Hill site as well.
Great, thank you. Okay, we're on to Sarah and Sandra at TS Tech.
So earlier we talked about what we need from you. Here's what you can expect from us. So we have recently made a very exciting change to our employment program, which I'm happy to share with you here today. It is not uncommon in the automotive industry for companies to first hire a production associate on a fixed term contract basis. We were no different until now. We know that our associates are our most important asset, and that job security, health benefits, and programs that support retirement planning are absolutely necessary. That's why we changed our employment model and are now hiring directly into full-time permanent positions with full benefits available after 3 months. In addition to the above, we offer a commitment bonus of up to $1,000, weekly and monthly attendance bonus, which could add up to 60 cents per hour on your base wages, a referral bonus of up to $500, an afternoon shift premium. We have a performance bonus program, an education reimbursement program designed to support you in furthering your education and skills. We have catered appreciation luncheons, paid family outings. Right before our winter shutdown, our management team is here at the end of both shifts to present each associate with a turkey or ham they can take home for dinner over the holidays. We have access to our associate and family assistance program. So this is a program through a company called LifeWorks that is fully paid for by TS Tech, and it provides immediate confidential help for you and your dependents to assist you when facing challenges that life can sometimes bring. We have a bright, clean, climate-controlled facility, uniforms that are supplied to you and laundered at no cost. There's opportunity to participate in our extensive community support programs, such as planting trees, collecting donations for local shelters, and participating in programs to support our local hospital and Canadian Mental Health Association. I could go on, but I think that's enough for now.
Well done. Okay, so next I'd like to hear from Christine at Clover Tool, please. Hi, Christine. Are you there?
Hi, sorry. So we hire employees full-time, so there's no temp or part-time here. Our benefits are after 3 months. Usually for the first 2 years, they're a little bit less for the employees, and then they go to full 100%, which includes health, dental, and vision. We have educational support, so we have an incentive for that. Uniforms are provided to employees from office to employees on the floor. We have Employee of the Month. We have MCT Awards, which is awarded to each team members or locations for whoever has the best quality and performance for that month. We do a lot of company events, so we have a few in the summer, a few in the winter. There are a lot of barbecues. We do a lot of food trucks here, and we really try to get them involved. That would be pretty much all I can kind of think of. We do safety shoes allowance with all employees.
That sounds great, Christine. It sounds like you have really created a nice family environment at Clover Tool. So, and that says a lot. Okay, next we'd just like to touch base with Christina about what their offering is at Thermogenics.
So we also offer a comprehensive benefit package after 3 months. It consists of a copay plan, about a 90-10% split. So the employees are only responsible for 10%. And it includes spousal and employee insurance, short-term disability, long-term disability, AD&D, your normal comprehensive dental and medical prescriptions. As I mentioned earlier, we do have the 2-for-1 RSP DPSP matching plan. That is again after 3 months. And the general 4% vacation pay, work boot allowance, regular PPE that's required for the manufacturing floor, paid overtime, annual bonus, dependent on performance. We also offer, and we're very excited to get back into doing team events where we can get together and have barbecues and ice cream trucks and food trucks as well. We have one coming on the 29th of June to celebrate Canada Day. So I know the employees are excited to finally get back together to do that.
Yes, it has been a long couple of years for that. So that was great. Thank you, everybody. You and just a huge thanks for sharing all of this really important information about careers in manufacturing. Can I have the next slide, please, Deanna? So the Work in York job portal allows you to set up a personal profile that includes your preferred occupation and skill sets. Job posting that matches your personal criteria will be sent directly to your inbox every day. Job search is made easy. There is also a resume builder tool that enables you to build your professional resume that matches your skills, stored in your computer, and can be submitted directly through Work in York. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next slide, and we're just going to talk a little bit to Canada Mask, Patricia, and to Susan about what you see as the future of your organizations. I know Patricia's touched on this a little bit, but perhaps you could review for us, Patricia.
Sure. We at Canada Mask are always looking for ways to make our business, the longevity of our business better. So we are constantly looking to make new products and ways of sorry, I lost my line there. We believe it's very important to have a stable supply of PPE here in Canada. So even though, like we talked about the pandemic, a lot of people ask us, well, is your company going to be around after the pandemic because you make face masks? So yes, we are planning to be in this for the long run. There's still a huge need for face masks here in Canada. There's a big market that we can still tap into. And, I think it's very important for us to build our manufacturing here in Canada so that we don't have to depend on other countries if there is another pandemic in the future, or just for our every, domestic supply of these products. We're very excited that we are very close to releasing our biodegradable mask and a recycling program. which is great because, you know, a lot of these masks are going to end up in landfills, and we want to do our part to be more sustainable and our footprint in the environment. We're constantly looking to expand our portfolio. Also, we're looking at going into incontinence products. So with the aging population here in Canada, Anthony and Gary have been looking to always have ways to extend our portfolio into the disposable medical supply industry. And we're getting very close to looking at manufacturing adult diapers here in Canada. Funny enough, the same product that you use in a mask is used in a diaper. I never knew that, but it is the same product. So we have a lot of already, you know, our suppliers set up, and a lot of things are already in place. So it's great for us for that. We're also looking at things like we are the first manufacturer here in Canada to produce our own ear loops and nose wire. You would have to get those otherwise out of Canada, and we are actually producing them here within house. So that helps us, you know, if there's any interruptions in the supply chain. I'm sure all of you have experienced lots of inconsistencies with the supply chain issues that have been going on in the current situation. So we're kind of understanding that we need to start to rely a little bit more on ourselves, and we're making steps to help us to be more sustainable.
That's great. As a parent of healthcare workers, Patricia, I thank you and Canada Mass for keeping the supply local to make sure that we keep our frontline workers safe.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Perhaps Susan can step in and share the future of your company.
Yeah, we're constantly growing. As I mentioned, you know, we like to grow double digits. So when it's $1 million company, it's a little easier. When it's several million, it just gets a little tougher. So we're always trying to look at ways to make things quicker, more efficient, more effective, and add to the team. We presently have over 700 employees, and we're growing. We're going to be adding on to our organization. Thus, we want to make sure that we've got, you know, great team members that really can support the sales to justify that growth.
That's excellent. And you've been around for 30 years, Susan, is that correct?
31 and a half years.
31 and a half, and hopefully another 30. So that's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so our next question, we're going to ask our panelists to share an employee success story. So we're going to start with Justin, since he gave us that teaser.
Thanks. So the one or one of many that comes to mind is a lady on my team who joined about 20 years ago, right out of high school. I won't use the name, but you can, I guess the age. And this lady joined as a packaging operator on one of our lines, and has since grown within the department and within the company to become one of our primary subject matter experts around basically everything we do in production. And that includes things like regulatory audits. We put her in front of customers. We put her in front of many different groups with the idea that she can best explain exactly what goes on. So she's our best connection here with production, even though she started literally as a teenager 20 years ago. So super exciting for her. I mean, she's grown both professionally and personally through Apotex. She actually met her spouse through Apotex. So lots of opportunity there to go in lots of different directions, to lead lots of interesting projects as she does today, and to grow into that subject matter expertise that we that is a very sought after type role. To sit in front of regulatory and customer related audits and make sure that we put our best foot forward as we continue to grow here.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And Christine, can you give us a success story for Clover Tool?
So in the video, the production manager, Jay, has worked his way up. He's been with the company probably for 31 years, so pretty much when they started. He worked as a production associate, moved on to becoming a press operator, moved on to work in different areas of maintenance, tooling, and die, and became a supervisor, production supervisor, and then became a production manager. So he is the production manager for our facility.
Excellent. That's great. And Sarah, do you have a success story you'd like to tell us, or talk about the future of the company, either or?
I'm going to jump in finally and say something here. So Sarah,
I just thought you were sitting there looking good, Sandra.
You were moral support, but no, I'll speak to this one. Sarah did mention, one of my favorite stories talking about our VPs retired, so I won't repeat that one, but that one is a pretty neat story of someone who's moved up through the ranks. We have lots of those. Our department manager of administration started out as a seat builder and worked her way up, and through different areas has kind of worked in and led almost every area in our plant to ultimately land where she is, overseeing our accounting and HR and strategic planning groups. Our department manager of manufacturing, same thing. He started out on the floor and worked his way up more on the manufacturing side. He has an expertise in welding, runs our manufacturing areas. But there's kind of two others, if I could, I'd like to touch on that kind of really come to mind. One is an individual who started out, she was new to Canada, didn't really speak English, came here as a seat builder, and over time, educated, went on for some continuing education, worked on her English language skills, and she's actually my HR coordinator and runs all things payroll and benefits here in the organization as well. Went on to get her HR designation. So she worked very hard, but so glad that she came and joined us, and she created a future for herself and built a career for herself here at TS Tech. And most recently, I sat with a gentleman who was one of our production associates who also was a newcomer to Canada, and he came to tell me that he had decided to retire, but took time to meet with me and thank us for everything that TS Tech was able to offer for him and for his family. His success story was that he was able to come here and create a new life and a stable life for his family so that they could be here and grow and grow. His kids could grow up and be educated and move on and be successful. And now he's retired. So that was very nice to be able to speak with him.
I bet it was. That speaks so much to the environment that you have created at TS Tech. So thank you for sharing that with us. Christina, a success story or the future of your organization?
Sure, I'll speak to a success story. We had one gentleman join our team about 15 years ago. Started off with zero experience right out of high school, joined as a general laborer, worked really hard to learn the various trades that we have to offer. And within 2 years, he was promoted to one of the supervisors on the floor. And then about a year and a half, 2 years after that, he moved into the plant manager role, overseeing approximately 30 guys, 40 guys at the time. And just recently, he was taken another step, still a promotion, still a manager role, but maybe more lateral in terms of responsibilities, but he's now leading our service technicians. And that was what his goal was after about 4 years ago, was he wanted to be the manager of our service techs. And so he is definitely a great addition to that team. We were without a service tech manager for a while. And but aside from that, like, there's many other stories I could share, but we also have a lot of long-term employees. We just had a gentleman recently retire after 40 years with the company. He started basically from the very beginning with us. And so those are great stories. We have also been able to bring people overseas, give them an opportunity to again start fresh, and in time their families were able to join them. And we're continuing to look at ways on how we can help and support the community, and giving people an opportunity not only as a second chance employer, but just with little to no experience. That's about it.
Another great story. Thank you for sharing. I mean, York Region is a community of people from many cultures, and it is so wonderful to know that we have employers in the region that take advantage of the skill sets that come to us from other countries and residents who want to make a new life here in Canada. So that's fantastic. So thank you, Jason, Sarah, Christine, Patricia, Susan, and Justin and Christina. And this was really informative today. I think our audience would agree. So now what we're going to do is we're going to answer some questions. So you can please raise your hand and we can unmute you, or you can indicate the name of the person you would like to ask the question of, or you can put it into the chat and Kayla will stick handle some of the questions that are in our chat. So over to you, Kayla.
Okay, so we already have some throughout, so I'm going to start with those for now. So some individuals did ask for the name of the companies and the representatives. So that is information that we will share post, but we have worked collaboratively all the Employment Ontario centers, so they do have that information. So if you reach out to your local center, they can get you that as well. Some people also gave some requests about submitting their resume. So I just do want to reiterate that you can send those to the EO Center. And some people mentioned their different skills and that they'd like to submit their resume. So again, you can go to our the website for the Workforce Planning Board. I put it in the chat, but just to note, some of those centers are the Thornhill Employment Hub, JVS, Job Skills, YMCA, RNC, Next Steps, COSTI, Access, and BPI. So if you recognize any of those names, odds are they're close by to you, and you can check them out and they can help you connect with these employers and hopefully some of the great employment opportunities they've mentioned. Someone did ask specifically though, if you have anyone has any non-technical openings for HR professionals. Seeing some heads shake there. Anyone have those currently?
I am looking for a 12-month contract recruiter coordinator to join my team.
Okay. So Christina from Thermogenics, so the individual who asked that question, please feel free to talk to your EO Center and we can get you in contact with her. And then Christine, there was a question if you had any opening for tool and die designers or draftsman positions.
Not at the moment.
Okay. Is that something though you do hire for here and there?
Yes.
Okay.
So it might be in the potential a few months. We're looking at that.
Okay. Okay. No other questions have popped up in the chat. There is an individual though who is noting in the questions that he does have some skills. And so if you please reach out to your Employment Ontario Center closest to you, we can work with you on your resume and getting it to one of the employers that makes sense for that. Otherwise, I don't see any others, but please feel free to put it in your chat or reach out to one of the EO centers that post this. So Tina, I think we can continue on then. Oh, wait, one more popped up after I said that. Oh, same individual. Okay, continue.
Okay, great. That's super. So just remember everyone, these 6 employers have taken time out of their day to tell us about their companies today. So we really appreciate that. And please, if you have skill sets that they're looking for, please visit your Employment Ontario office to get a resume ready that we can submit on your behalf. So this is a little activity for our audience. To help us organize these types of events, we would like to ask you 2 questions to get your feedback. And so by typing yes or no into the chat box. So the first question is, did you find this event helpful to learn more about the manufacturing sector in York Region? So if everyone could quickly type yes or no into the chat so we can just collect that data. It helps us. Okay, so I'm just going to give everybody a minute. I see a few yeses. That's a good sign. hopefully soon we will be able to go back to face-to-face activities where we can actually network and things like that. So. Okay, and then the second question is, would you consider attending similar events like this in the future? Again, please just answer yes or no in our chat box to help us design activities and events that help our employers in York Region and help you. Excellent. Okay, thank you everyone for doing that. So now I'm going to invite Kayla Shee back from the York Region Employment Services Network, or better known as Employment Ontario, to touch on supports that EO centers can provide in your job search goals.
Perfect. Thank you, Tina. So again, I keep pushing the Employment Ontario centers, but we are a provincially funded organization that support our communities. There are financial supports and employment services. So we do just want to touch a little bit on both of those quickly so you know the other resources that we have other than being in contact with the employers. But as I mentioned, reaching out to your local EO center will help you, and the link is at the very bottom of this slide that can show you that information as well. So the financial support programs, we have two that are able to assist you. One is Better Jobs Ontario, which is formerly Second Career. That is a new change in the past month or so. It is a program aimed to help people rejoin the workforce quickly. This program focuses on supporting training programs that take 52 weeks or less, including micro-credential programs. These programs cover a portion of the training and basic living expenses. There is a maximum of $20,000 available per applicant. Each situation is unique and each application is different, so it's always best to meet with someone at a center to determine whether this is the best program for you. The other one is Canada Ontario Job Grant, which provides opportunities for employers to invest in their workforce. COJG provides financial support to employers to cover a portion of the training costs. So there's a maximum of $10,000 for current employees and up to $15,000 for new hires. So if you are with a company, possibly going to a new company and you need some training, this program can cover up to $15,000 of that training. So if you want to learn more to determine if you are eligible and suitable for these funding supports, please again reach out to your local EO center and they can walk you through that. But some other great employment service supports that exist out there are career exploration and assessment. So this is to help create a job search plan for you. We also have monthly workshops and events, including this lovely one here, but there are many other workshops to help you with your resume, job search, interview tips, etc. And then we have a lot of contact with local employers. So we are able to create matches with employers or send it out to the network that we have created over the years. And then we do specifically have specialized employment services for youth, newcomers, women, and persons with disabilities. As Tina mentioned, we have a very diverse community, and we understand some individuals have specific needs. So there are customized services as well. So all these services are to help you create a job search plan so you have the necessary tools and information to attain your job search goals. We are here to help you. So we highly recommend you consider our free services. And again, a gentle reminder, the EO centers will be accepting resumes to share with the employers from this event. So if you have any interest in a career opportunity, please contact your local EO center in York Region. Thank you.
Thank you, Kayla. That was a great overview of the services available to both job seekers and employers through Employment Ontario, which I just want to comment that are completely free. Thank you to our panel of employers today for taking time out of your busy schedules, and also to you, our audience, for participating and learning about these amazing employment opportunities and these amazing companies that exist in our region. We hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and thank you for being with us here today. Thank you, Susan. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you so much. Sorry, my computer
No
had
worries.
funny
You
issues.
were calm,
Threw me
cool,
for a loop.
collected through the whole thing. So you did a
Threw me
great
for a loop.
job.
I lost my concentration and everything. But thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it was our pleasure.
Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye, Susan. Thanks so much. Thanks, Justin. Continue to
Thanks
keep
for
that
having me.
information coming when you do your job fairs.
Will do,
And
absolutely.
we'll help to promote it out to the community, okay?
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me. Have
You're
a great
very
day,
welcome.
everyone.
Our pleasure. Sarah, you rocked. You rocked the whole thing. It was awesome. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Growth and development network.
And you've got great hair, Sandra. I love it.
Thanks so much. I'm glad I could bring that to the table.
It was, I really think a lot of people had aha moments today. So we achieved what we wanted to do, and hopefully we can get some resumes to you. So
Very much for the opportunity.
have a great afternoon, ladies.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Christine. Really appreciate you putting the time in today. And we've had the pleasure, the Workforce Planning Board has had the pleasure of working with Clover Tool for several years now. And it's lovely people, lovely organization. So we will continue to support you where we can.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We can stop recording, Deanna.